What's up, everyone? It's Dakota, and welcome back to another Match the Gathering video. And we are bringing you a league with the my take for probably the best deck in the modern format currently, the Izzet Prowess deck. This is a deck that we have played a little bit on stream before. We've actually gotten a few trophies off stream, and it's the deck that qualified for the regional championships for that are going to be taking place in Houston and in Las Vegas in Nevada. So pretty straightforward here. This is basically the most updated list that Manguchi has been playing. This is where I kind of wanted to restart, take a little bit of a hiatus playing here, but essentially the base of the deck, Core Steel Cutter is a fantastic card. Cast 2 spells, you end up getting a 1/1. This Slick Shot Show Off allows for super quick kills. We have main deck Violent Urge, which gives our creature double strike if it'll actually come up. Of course it won't. So this is like an instant speed way that we can give our creature double strike if we have Delirium. If not giving it first strike sometimes ends up coming up, but in general, we definitely want to give our creature double strike. Mutagenic Growth is an insane pump spell when we have just a bunch of prowess creatures like Manatraders, Swiftspear, and of course Slick Shot Show Off, and the ones that we're going to make from Core Steel Cutter. Expressive Iteration allows us to play more of a mid-range game, whereas this Violent Urge that we have like in the sideboard and some of these other pieces just allow us to kind of lock in and go faster than our opponent if we need to. If not, we can kind of slow it down and end up kind of grinding with some of the other decks in the format, like Boros Energy being one of the most popular decks in the format. And yeah, there's a few things that we're going to be kind of going over and kind of talking about as we kind of play the deck. Some things that really I kind of picked up like while playing the deck and like researching and basically watching as many videos as I possibly can on this. So I'm going to be trying to call them out while I can. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get into our first match. What's up, y'all? Future Dakota coming back to the past to remind you that if at any point you enjoy the video and you enjoy what you're watching and you want to see more of it, please be sure to leave a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you know when future videos get posted. We're trying to post a lot more gameplay on the channel than we normally do, which is zero. We're trying to make time for it and just kind of show off some of the decks that I'm enjoying currently in the modern format, being one that I also qualified for the regional championship with. So I hope you all really enjoy the video, and, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the match. So here we are on the draw, unfortunately. In this hand, it has some things going on for it, but we do have two drops in hand. We only have one mana spell. This would be pretty sweet if we either had a second land or if we had something like a Preordain. So I'm actually going to mulligan this. All right, this is a lot worse. We don't really have any sort of payoff. Like the Violent Urge doesn't do anything. I think I'm going to go to 5. Draw, and I think we're pretty priced into keeping this, so we'll keep this. I think it has to be probably some combination of this stuff, but I really don't like even putting those down. So let's go something like this look. Maybe even keeping Iteration isn't that good. So go. Iteration's going to be the thing that kind of gets us back in it, but go there, because like this, technically this with a way to give our channeler double strike will make it a 12 power thing, and of course we draw the other land. So I'll do this. We're just going to fetch up a Surveil land on turn 1. Basic island from our opponent. Looks like it might be I think there's like a Jeskai like Stifle, or it could be like blue-white. It's like self-stifle. I don't know why I'm missing my stop there, so let's go get Thundering Falls. Surveil. Preordain's fine to keep on top. Don't really give them priority to do anything, so we'll get to Surveil from the Dragon Rage Channeler. I don't think we want another land, so we'll go bottom here. I think I go like top. I could take the third land, but I don't know if I necessarily want the third land. Could always use Mishra's Bauble. Bit of Mountain. So this does give us a way to get Delirium as well. So now we can make this into a 3 power thing. With, you know, either protecting it with mutagenic growth. All right, plays another one before drawing. So I wonder if they're just like stuck on 2 lands. Stern Scolding of the graveyard. So maybe they're just ooh, invert polarity. Okay, choose a spell, flip a coin. If you win the flip, gain control of that spell, you may choose new targets to copy, lose the flip count of that spell. All right, so they're going to have an invert polarity in hand. We have to draw another Dragon Rage Channeler. This could just be to leave up polarity. Which means we might want to actually start on Channeler and then go mutagenic growth, because if they, I guess they could also just invert polarity this. Snap Scolding. They do that, and that's not fine, but you know, that gives us Delirium. Get in with this Channeler. And I think probably before they can really keep up invert polarity, I want to do this. Okay, perfect. It's free real estate. We want to do this. They're still going to have invert polarity up if they want it for next turn, but like we're just going to be able to keep clocking them for 3. So, I mean, they're going to have to eventually go shields down. So let's get in for 3 potentially, unless there's just like Archmage's Charm, gain control. That's a little rough. All right, so we can either plot Slick Shot Show Off, or we can go Expressive Iteration, try to find our 3rd land. Let's think about it here for a second. So I kind of want to find more lands. Let's go Iteration. Well, we did find essentially a redraw, but I think I want to actually go hand, bottom, exile. Cast this. Take a peek at another one of their cards. It's a Spell Snare. Kind of unfortunate. Another card, we draw our land. Let them get in for 1. Let's go here. Let's go. Actually, probably a mistake playing out the land, because this is almost assuredly going to get invert polarity. So they have land. If you win the flip, they get it. So it's just countered. So go and get Mountain. We know that they have Spell Snare in hand, so we're going to just cast the Slick Shot Show Off to ensure that we can resolve it. I think getting in this damage here too is going to be good for us. 5, 6, 7. Wait, so this is 3. So this goes up to 7, 9. Puts them to 3. Shoot, do we actually go for it? So we could hit them to 3, attack for 7, put them to 6, but then like Dart Flashback doesn't really do it. I think for science we're just gonna commit to it. Because then this means that the lightning bolt in our hand is potentially lethal. And we also have the other land too, so... So obviously pretty risky, but I guess we're not really doing much of anything else. Like those cards just sit in our graveyard. We're just looking to potentially, Corey Steelcutter, Flame of Anor, deal 5 damage to a creature. Still 1. See if like they... All right, I think we probably just go for it. Bolt you. It's like if they have Spell Pierce in their deck, which maybe they were holding on to, but they were not. So we are successful in winning our first game. All right, so this is like Blue-Red Wizards. I don't know if... Do this real quick. Do a little intermission thing real quick. All right. See if there's actually... Yeah, get out of here. I don't know if... I wouldn't think so. Wizards is kind of a weird... Yeah. So this is probably a deck that we're going to look towards probably playing a little bit more. Like, we probably don't want Unholy Heats, but we're definitely going to be punished more for playing, like, our pump spells just because they're going to be, like, a Lightning Bolt style deck. Even though I would think that that'd be a little bit better for us. I think we just want to reduce the risk of, like, kind of getting blown out. So probably just bring in, like, these cards here. I don't know if necessarily consigned to memory. Probably like some number of mutagen or growths. I don't know if, like, because they could play, if necessarily care about our graveyard past that. Like, I could see maybe keeping in some amount of, like, mutagenic growths. Or maybe even, like, a Lava Dart might be a little bit worse. Yeah, I see, like, because we could... theoretically, like, keep in, like, one Violent Urge, like, split between 1 and 1, but I think the damage base removal spells we're gonna have a better chance of kind of blanking, but we don't want to kind of go in on that sort of thing. We just want to... Yikes. Oh boy. Okay, so I think again, like, we mulliganed to 5 because we didn't have anything. Why would we keep 7 that doesn't do anything? And I think this has to be keep an iteration to the bottom. And this is probably where we're not playing a play on turn 1. We're probably going and getting Thundering Falls unless we draw a land. If we draw a land, we're probably just snapping off Swiss Spear attack. Yeah, I think we have to give ourselves, like, the best chance to, like, try to play a game of Magic. And if we just get to play like next turn where we get to ideally hit a second land, we can go second Swift Spear. Like, chances are that this is going to be like Counterspell. All right, I think we're pretty priced into keeping the Islet. So this is probably going to be, okay, Lightning Bolt on this. Okay, Stern Scolding would have kind of sucked, but let's get in for 1. past the turn here, so not an ideal position. I mean, really, too, we want this expressive iteration resolve, and then we know that they have potentially invert polarity, so Spell Pierce too, man. And we would really want to like play this with like Spell Pierce backup. Let's attack. If our opponent goes like Snap Bolt, we're like kind of okay. Plot this. So we could like potentially fight over, depending on, because I mean, there's a good chance that they're going to be able to hit their fourth land drop. So we're just kind of hoping that they either like miss, Flame of Menor, target player draws. So yeah, they're definitely not missing their fourth land drop there. Opponent correctly identifying kind of what this game is about. Let's go cast this because I want them to like use a counterspell on this. Spell Snare is like the worst possible one that they could have. All right. Hopefully they don't have invert polarity. Archmage's Charm. All right. I mean, we have 8 points of burn in hand. This is like +4 too, so I mean, opponent isn't like necessarily safe. I mean, they're definitely hitting the lands. They do be hitting their land drops though. Bubble. Their card, they're hitting their next land drop as well. Hit, say go. Really sucks. I mean, the fact that I played like main deck, like Archmage's Charm too, deal 5 damage. I think probably worth Spell Piercing that. I think just trying to keep this Swiss Spear around. And if they have like the Spell Pierce back, then, you know, whatever. I still think that we're like pretty good in that exchange, all things considered. Darcy is interesting. Galvanic Discharge. All right, can't really do anything about that. Which I guess like we could just like fire off Bolt there anyway. Dragon Rage Channeler. Kind of okay. Like if this ends up getting countered, like invert polarity would really suck. And sure, if they end up winning, okay, if they don't win the flip, I definitely should have waited. Like I could have potentially just jinxed myself, but I wonder if I want to go like play land, say go. With this Islet, we can like end up cashing this in later, so. Ugh. I wish that this mana base could support like a second Thundering Falls. Put Force Negation in their graveyard. So they have 2 cards in hand, 1 card in hand. Most certainly they are better than mine, but we have kind of run them out of resources. We probably want to find like Expressive Iteration is probably pretty good. Draw a card. Like Snapcaster Mage here would be absolutely brutal because I believe they have a Flame of Menor in their graveyard. I don't know what this pause is. I'm not sure potentially what this means. If we're just kind of waiting. Cast. Actually looking at my own card. Quarry Steel Cutter. So we are totally fine with drawing that card. Just like it's a threat at this point. Like that's basically what we're looking for. They have 2 cards in hand. Do our marginal deck thinning, increase our odds ever so slightly, so we can complain about drawing a land later. We'll fetch now. We'll go Mountain Quarry. Dart trigger. This could just be like a removal spell on this. Yeah, actually kind of unfortunate that we do it this way because, yeah, kind of unfortunate this way. Like because we could bolt and like have them just use up their energy. But then like we're also down a spell for the Quarry Steel, so a little unfortunate. So what they end up being at like 7, and then okay, we win the match. Okay, so got a 2-0. Pretty sweet there. We're gonna mess with some settings and stuff, and we'll bring you back for round number 2. So here we are on the play this time for match number 2. And this is fine. I don't know if I want to necessarily cast this Mishra's Bauble on turn 1. I don't even know if I necessarily want to play Dragon Rage Channeler on turn 1. I think I'm going to keep this, and then we're actually going to plan on fetching a Surveil land. Put a mulligan to 6. Please don't be on like stupid, dumb like Neoform. I'll be honest, I'm tired of being like absolutely thrashed by that deck. Can you play my Arid Mesa, please? Thank you. Oh my god, no. Well, we could be dead. Put this into our graveyard. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, man. Yep, this is very, 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 very likely to be the stupid Neoform bullshit. Which is like a deck that I'm not 100% sure actually how to beat. I played against it like twice and played a total of like 4 turns in... Well, I guess it would be like 8 turns in 2 matches. Which is insane. Like my opponents just had absolutely unreal draws. So opponent, can I has Mishra's Bauble, please? Actually being kind of insane work, just Force of Negation. Yeah, casting Force of Negation on this Mishra's Bauble, like, just not giving me the chance to actually, like, use it. Because at this point, I'm just kind of hoping that they, like, go off on turn 2, but they don't put a flyer into play, so then we can actually just, like, play Slick Shot and then play, like, a Violent Urge and some Lava Darts and do our thing. I think that would actually be lethal. Play 3 up to 4, 6, 8, 16. Yeah, so I mean, that would be lethal. All right, so they finally let our thing resolve. So let's look. Swift Spear, we do not want that. Our opponent like doing just enough to like not time out, but also yeah, enough to like not like time out or disconnect or whatever, but you know, definitely moving slow enough to be very annoying. Mountain. Pass the turn. Think with, I wonder what Dart plus Bolt, mutagenic. Actually, that could potentially be lethal just here. So, so if we go like end step Bolt 17, or is it better if we go like Dart? I don't know if it matters, because we could go like Bolt you to 17. Mutagenic growth is going to be 5, 6, 12, 13, 14. We're like one short. We would need to find another lightning bolt, so I think we just go. All right. What do you got, opponent? Because I think Quarry Steel Graveyard. Do this, just do it now, get out of the way. Okay, scared me for a second because I saw first strike, but I didn't see, all right. Has to attack. And wow, okay, so we're assuming they're on Neobrand, and we managed to win on turn 3 with a Dragon Rage Chandler of all things. I would have been a lot more confident, obviously, if that was like any other one drop on our deck, but, you know, we ended up actually getting there, so yay for us here. So Spell Pierce for sure coming in. I don't think Unholy Heat just doesn't like kill anything in their deck. Violent Urge come in. For sure, though, we are cutting these expressive iterations. These just aren't going to be very good. Consign to memory. Counter-triggered ability. We could probably like want to bring some of these in. 3, cut Dart. Because, I mean, we want like as many urges as possible. We don't want to cut any of the creatures. Dart is probably like our weakest thing. Quarry Steel Cutter might. There's like a part of me that thinks that like Quarry Steel Cutter might actually just be like the cut, just because at least with Dart with like Slick Shot Show Off, we could potentially. It feels wrong, but Consign to memory might even be that good. We'll kind of sit on the fence here. We'll just like do it this way. They begin the game with 7 cards. Our hand is not fantastic, but I mean, we could probably find a way to win the game on turn 3 here. This is probably where we actually would play like Dragon Rage Channeler on turn 1. But like not do anything else with it, because we're gonna, well, no, because I want to save this mutagenic growth for when we do the thing. So I was thinking I could play Bauble, like get like a trigger or whatever, draw a card. Talisman. So am I just completely off on what we're playing against? I don't know if I mean, maybe they play Ghost Quarter. Talisman of Dom. What are we playing against? I might just be completely off base here. All right, well, here we go. I'll give him a juicy target for Ghost Quarter, I assume, because we definitely don't want to get any more basics out. Quarry Steel. Bolt's going to represent a ton of damage. Well, maybe not like a ton of damage, but you know what I mean. Oh, we're just going to end up... So maybe we do want to bin it. So what this will be instant, we'll have instant land artifact. So yeah, maybe we did want to actually ditch it. Maybe that's just a mistake. They do have black mana, so I guess this could be technically like a fatal push or something like that. Pretty painful fatal push because either kills a token or it gets rid of a Dragon Rage Channeler. Really wish my opponent would make. I mean, the fact that it's crazy. Like we're only like about 30 seconds ahead on time. Yeah, it's probably definitely a mistake leaving the bolt on top, but at least now with like potentially with this bauble, if it resolves, we'll be able to do some things. Let's look at their card now. Emrakul the Promised End. Okay, so there's some... I guess... I don't know. I just don't see... If there's an Emrakul that you're putting into play, you're not putting Emrakul the Promised End into play. You're doing the 15-mana Emrakul. So this might just be some... Like, I guess Eldrazi ramp deck or some kind of ramp deck, and they just haven't drawn their ramp stuff. Or like a Delirium-based deck. I don't know. This is crazy. I don't know what they're playing. This Preordain, though, does allow us to get Delirium to double 2 Violent Urge. So, is this Kozilek's command? Three, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3. So this is 3. Potentially, just like we don't move this Quarry Steel over. Yeah, sure. Like there's just the potential we don't move this Quarry Steel Cutter over and we just run them over. Actually, it probably matters even less now. So I have to do this so that we can get Delirium. So we actually go like Mutagenic Growth on this and then double strike? Or, well, we're leaving up like Spell Pierce. Which probably doesn't matter. Probably just top both. This. Double strike this. That's just lethal anyway, so we're just able to leave up Spell Pierce. Look at that, GG's, and we're 2-0-4-0 in this league with Izzet Prowess, you know, doing the deck proud, I would say. So go ahead and come back for match number 3. All right, here we are for match number 3. Getting to be on the play again, so lucky. And we have a decent amount of interaction. We have Mishra's Bauble. I'm kind of okay with this, so we'll keep this. And I think a lot of what we've been doing before, we'll just probably fetch up a Thundering Falls, pass, and then if it really comes down to it, we'll channel our Bauble on turn 2. Looks like it's potentially the mirror, so we might just end up snapping off a... oh, okay, so we're playing against Boros Energy. Or Storm. Looks like Storm So this Thundering Falls is going to have to find a lot of stuff for us. Bauble is not it. Quarry Steel Cutter is decent. I mean, it definitely gives us something to look forward to, but our opponent keeping 7 probably just has like a win on turn 2, especially if they were able to lead on Strike It Rich. Their top card. I would just like to look at your top card. All right, Ren's Resolve. Well, third land. Bolt, Dart. So that's 5 damage. That's 3 spells. I mean, depending on what else comes off the top of our deck, if they don't kill us here, Ruby Medallion, so this could just be sack treasure, play ritual, and then they have, okay, so Manamorphose. Hard to argue if Manamorphose is like the best one or the worst one. So they have Ritual, Valakut Awakening. So we're just going to F6 to their turn and let them do their thing. Ren's Resolve finds another Morphos, so this goes up to 3 mana, and they have another look at 2 cards. They have played a Ren's Resolve from their hand. So they also get to draw another card too. So Ritual Wish, so they can go up to 4 mana. Wish puts them down to 2 mana. Oh, Past in Flames. Okay, so it's 1, 2. This is probably enough. I think once they get to like 16 Storm, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to do. Might be a fast league because I mean, even for other than like waiting for our opponent forever, like the last match didn't really take that long either. So this is kind of like the things that can happen when you play a deck like this. You just end up kind of getting goldfished back by somebody else. So 8, so then go that, and then this is down to 5. Okay, yeah, they don't need to keep going. Definitely not going to win on time either, so all right, so let's go probably these. I kind of wish there was a second Soul Guide landed. Like I actually had a match where I played off camera with Boros Energy, where Ghost Vacuum was absolutely awesome, and I'd imagine that like this is kind of what this card is for, just able to kind of like one shot take things out. But so these out of our deck, probably bring in Spellbound. I wonder if Consigned to Memory is like a card that we should be. Probably. I'm just going to consult this guide here. Affinity, Prowess, Belcher, Ruby Storm, Pierce, Urge, Lantern. Yeah, so just these. And then we take out Iteration 1 Dart. That makes sense. Dart, I think I said it in the previous match, or maybe even in the first one. It's like Dart a lot of the time is just a card that ends up coming out a lot of the time. We'll keep this. This hand is just aggressive, and with our opponent tanking on this, they're more than likely going to go to, hopefully go to 6. And then like 4, because we're gonna curse every single Storm player, and of course they kept 7. Not going to conserve our life total. Just getting for 2. Definitely want to try to either draw a interactive spell, or we try to draw Slick Shot Show Off. Preordain's not ideal. Mountain Go. Putting both cards that we want. Oh no. So we could go. Actually, if we just like top, if we go bottom top, do we win? Because if we go growth, these are the 3, 6, 7, 8. That's 16. They go to 2. Firstly, I don't know, this is like the most possible damage we can do, so actually 14 damage. All right, put our opponent to 4. We have lethal burn in hand. Say go. And actually kind of punished for pull. I guess we probably need to play bauble. All right. Dart you. Trigger. Yeah, okay. So, whew. All right. So that ended up working out. So what bauble? We needed to have bauble, right? We just needed to play on turn 1, get in like our 2 points of damage. I think probably in those racing situations where it's like we kind of just want access to as many cards as possible, that was like okay, even though like technically there we end up missing out on 2 points, so they're at 2, and then like either dart plus flashback or like attack, take damage, and then like either half of dart for off of like their 1 red mana. I mean, I guess it probably didn't really matter, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, we saw what happened. We ended up winning the game there, but unfortunate that we lost our 1 match on the draw or on the play. So, we got to figure out a way to do it on the draw. Which, I mean, isn't necessarily out of the ordinary for this deck. I mean, there's plenty of different draws. I mean, we saw we won like on turn 3. This hand does a whole lot of nothing. Our opponent kept 7 cards in hand too. We got to mulligan this. My god. Creature City with a Violent Urge, but like this. I mean, this isn't winning the game on turn 2. And I think we might have lost our first game. It's probably this. Or lost our first match. I shouldn't say our first game, but yeah. I mean, if our opponent kept 7, like their hand must be really good. The fact that they've, like, I think we've mulliganed to 5. I mean, this is the second or third time we've mulliganed to 5 in just this league. I think our opponents have kept 7 in just about every game. Yeah, because I think our Wizards opponent kept 7 in game 1 and 2. Our Eldrazi, like 4-color Eldrazi suit pile, I think kept 7, and then our Storm opponents kept 7 all 3 games. Crazy. Hopefully it's just like it's like close and they need something and we can get them to like brick for a few turns, but with topping doesn't seem likely. Get it for 1. Pass the turn. So our opponent having the ability, it sucks too that like Lava Dart's the card that we, like the spell that we have, because this is like a lightning bolt. I'd feel a lot better if they just decided to like tap out for Ral, because then obviously we just like play our channeler and then like bolt their mana reducer. I mean, this okay. All right. We might have a game. This Ghost Vacuum. I really want to keep this card, but I also think that we need to hopefully find a land. I say that because then we can go 6-shot darts, flashback dart, and that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully 12 or 8, 11, 12, 13. Hopefully this ghost vacuum is going to have to pull a lot of weight here to like actually do something. They just topped another card too, so this might just be like play land, untap, play cost reducer, play Flage. Okay, I mean, all right. I mean, yeah. Eat your Flage. Sure. Cast. Cheer. This. There's the mountain. Just get in for our damage. All right, pass the turn. Unless our opponent is just like Flage flooded, which I guess is like bad for us, but at the same time, like kind of good for us. Manamorphose. Sure, just cycle to have 2. Okay, 3 mana. Desperate Ritual. It's like Reckless. Oh, Storm Scale Scion. That's where they're at. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's how we lose the game. Well. Yeah. That's unfortunate. There's definitely no way we're gonna end up drawing enough burn to actually beat this. So 7, 14. I guess technically we can block both of these. Is there somehow a world where we can? No, because I think we need both to block anyway. So we're just kind of hoping that, like, if for whatever reason they just don't block. Oh, we can only block one of these anyway. They all have flying. So attack, maybe for some reason they just don't block. Oh, I actually got really excited there. All right, GG's. Really kind of rough there. I guess that kind of makes sense. They just, shift to storm scale stuff. Violent Urge too. I mean, we only have 3 card types in the graveyard anyway. So yeah, like it wasn't gonna matter, but kind of unfortunate. We lose our potential trophy on match 3, but let's go ahead and see if we can go and secure that 4-1. Here we are for match number 4, and hey, look at that, we're on the play again, which is actually really crazy here. Other hand, probably fine. We're just gonna hope that we're not playing against someone who is trying to race. Although the mulligan to 6, 5. Oh boy. Interesting. On a mulligan to 5. Normally, I would say with this hand, we'd probably just lead on. We would lead on going and getting Thundering Falls, but I kind of want to just go and play this Dragon Rage Channeler. I have a feeling if our opponent like might be in the business of racing, that we end up just like probably just casting Slick Shot, Show Off Attack. Oh, Eldrazi, okay. Oh, Brute Scale combo, okay. Just the revelations keep coming. Oh, so we can go. So I think we just end up actually casting Slick Shot, Show Off. Because it's going to be very unlikely that they are able to actually deal with the Slick Shot. Unfortunately, though, I would really, really like to draw. I just had to keep. Okay, so this is where they could actually like now deal with it. I don't even know if necessarily like drawing Violent Urge and being able to. It would have to be like preordained into Violent Urge. This is just like Kozilek's Command X2. Yeah, get rid of this. So exile, make dudes. Let's see what we draw here. Swift Spear. I mean, we could just end up dealing with these spawn token, like play Swift Spears, like Dart, Flashback Dart. This allows us to get in for damage. Also surveil a bunch to potentially find some other good things. Plus probably just keeping them off of like just spawns, like things to actually have in play. Fun Flash, do I want this? Do I want this? So if I bin it, I guess I don't necessarily have to cast Expressive Iteration, but I could also just end up playing it on my turn. I'd probably just get rid of it. So this is 2 cards in our graveyard. Mutagenic. Wow. Oh, man. Okay, so if we keep Mutagenic, that's another spell. 3. So we'll need to look for a creature to try to bin. This is going to be a free spell, though. And we're going to have Expressive Iteration to potentially find Artifact. Oh, man. Dragon Rage Chandler is also going to have flying. We're virtually getting in for 6, 7 damage here. Putting them to 11. I think that's fine. I think we can actually keep that one. That probably works because they could just play like Green Source, play Basking Brute Scale, Blade, and then start sacking Scions. So at least now if they go play Equip, they have to have their thing survive a turn. Rumble. Ancient Stirrings, Forest Waste, so they can't take Stirrings. I'd imagine another Blade isn't all that great. Stirrings, Waste, Blade. Walking Ballista, X1. I'm assuming, yeah, just do it now. So it's going to be 4. All right, well, we're going to have to hit pretty good, I would say. I guess we just find like, I mean, another mutagenic growth, probably like land plus spell. Violent Urge. Is that like Violent Urge? Bauble, so this is 4, 10. They go to 1, annoying. So it might actually just be like Slick Shot Show Off. Bottom, Exile. Six. This is 8, 10. Yeah, they go to 1. We know they have a forest in hand from the Rumble. That's annoying. Mutagenic growth if you were just 1 card closer. So they need to, like, we can play Slick Shot Show Off. Actually, that doesn't even do it because this Kozilek's command makes blockers. So be able to do it for 4. That's so annoying. So you have an unknown card. I mean, they could go like 4, 6. They have 1 Eldrazi mana left. 1 equip here. X1. Get things going, but then they're out of cards. Interesting. Interesting. So we're looking for Dart. We're looking for Bolt. So we have 7 more cards. I wonder if then, knowing that they have this Kozilek's command, if they just pass a turn, if we just don't do anything. So what they decide to do, 3. I'm assuming then this means that they have Brood Scale. So exile. So this is like 1, 2, Brood Scale, 1. Yeah, Brood Scale, equip 1. They just have an infinitely large Brood Scale. We kill them with Slick Shot Show Off. Okay, this is just equip Blade. All right, well, that makes things easy. All right. That made life pretty easy for us. Let's go ahead here. Scale Heat Urge in. Take out these iterations and Lava Dart, which again all makes sense because it's pretty anemic. Feels pretty bad anyway. I guess that's basically what that means, Dakota. But you know, that's kind of what we're gonna look like. Win game 1 and try to win game 2 on the draw, but probably just keep this. So Eldrazi spells are uncounterable. Vexing Bauble, sure, fine. Not fine, but fine. So do we go and get... So do we play a Dragon Reach Channeler? Probably. I think I'm kind of fine with playing Channeler. So pass the turn. Unfortunately, bauble checking does not work out as potentially as nicely as it does on in paper, but you know, you still get a lot of benefit from casting your spells anyway. That's annoying. So if we draw a bauble, we'll probably just run out Quarry Steel plus Swift Spear. Get DRC going, set up Preordain. Violent Urge, a Slick Shot, show off. Huh. Probably just really wants to be like that. Or like if they like play Brood Scale next turn, like depending on what they do, like we could end up just playing Prismatic. We could end up just playing Slick Shot and then like heating whatever it is they play. Very interesting to say. I'm just setting my chair a little bit here. Cosmic's Command X equals 1. So what is it? They exile and they scryed X. We're getting for 1. Probably just plot show off. Pass the turn, leave up this Unholy Heat. Because they will get to float a mana, go get presumably Blade of the Blood Chief. I'd imagine the reason why they made their play last turn was because maybe they're digging for Brood Scale. So we Unholy Heat and we play another Vexing Bauble, so Alright, well that one's annoying. I think we have to kill that one. Unholy Heat this. Which actually probably could have taken the 1 damage. Alright, what do we got? Mutagenic Growth. Would be lethal if it would resolve. So we could go Quarry Steel, Slick Shot. What if we go like Slick Shot 3, 5, 7, 8, 16 damage? Or if we went the other way, where if we went like Quarry Steel plus this. How about that to 3, 5, 12? If we just went like Quarry Steel, Swift Spear, attack. Oh boy. Alright, so yeah, we can cast all these spells. This is +6. Yeah, +6, +7, 7, 8, 16 damage. Put them to 3. They're dead to Lightning Bolt off the top. There's still a Corey Steel Cutter in play. I think if either way it's going to take 2 turns, we probably... Oh, if a mana player casts a spell and no mana was spent to cast it, that actually is a reason to not plot the show off. That's my bad. So let's go... This is going to trigger the baubles because we're big dumbs. Attach Corey Steel Cutter. Place with Spear. Yeah, so definitely a reason to just like play out the show off then. Like actually just cast it. So I mean if they have Brute Scale, they have enough mana to play Equip and then they have to have a payoff. Not Existence. What does this do? Exile target non-land permanent. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Alright, kind of want Slick Shot. So this is 3. I wonder if I even... So this was 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, so up to 2 power, up to 3, up to 4, 5. So that's 10. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 power. 14, they go to 2. Take 2. Drowsy Temple, more mana is not the best thing for us. I mean, there is a world. All right, so this is Equip Blade. This is like add mana, do things, just draw a card. Yeah. Actually, I probably wanted to do that first because now if they go Brute Scale, they have to use the spawn to equip. Like this will get a counter, but then it'll move on to the other creature. Well, they block now. Oh boy. Yeah, and we have to like spend basically our whole hand to like deal with this. But like what else are we doing though? I mean, we can't get this Vexing Bubble off the board. This goes up to 2, 3, 4. So I guess we have a muted Jenna Growth left over, so that's like 1 spell left. We draw a card. This is so bad if they have whatever the heck. We have more Violent Urges in our deck though too, so at least now if this is like Kozilek's command to try to take us off of Delirium, this still gains first strike, so we end up still beating this thing in combat. Come on, opponent. What do we got going on? As I said, as I like tanked forever on like just a attack for 2. Yeah, so this is probably, I guess they could just also exile this as well. Ripperoni. Yeah, the blade gets a counter. Go ahead. This is the part of the game where it kind of sucks because I really want I would want to draw an expressive iteration here. This is Eldrazi mana, so is this Brood Scale. And then they have spells or activate abilities. Yeah, so they can move, do the thing, and we'll see if they have see what they have, if they have a win condition in hand. If not, I mean, like, they'll have an infinitely big Brute Scale anyway, so we'll just kind of see how this plays out. Basically, our opponent was able to have a second blade and kind of continue to combo. This is probably fine. We'll actually keep this. Looks like they kept 7. So I think we actually want to set up... we'll lead on a channeler. Present pressure. Our opponent could also just be looking at Vexing Bauble, like turn 1. Bleed on turn 1, not good. Slick Shot Show Off. Cast this one. Combat attack. Pass the turn. Mishra's Bauble would be a fantastic draw. Definitely could not undersell that. Saga, Blade, Stirring. So they can't take Stirrings. Oh no, no, they can't take Stirrings with this. I was literally thinking Ancient Stirrings in my head. I'm like, what else could they not take? But so they kind of miss. So like maybe Cauldron's not going to be on their radar. So Cauldron, the Saga. So they took a second Blade. Mishra's Bauble in. So we go. We're just going to be able to get so much damage going. To our graveyard. All right. Another free spell, I think, does it. So we have 10, 13 total. So yeah, another free spell will, in fact, do it. Mountain, bottom, Urge, bottom. There's Kozilek's Command just staring us in the face. Our opponent goes to 4, pass the turn. Draw cards to Wooded Foothills. That's not what we want. That's Forest. Brute Scale, equip. All right, I guess. And then they have the Yeah, that sucks. Wow. Man, that really fucking blows, dude. Holy shit. All right, yeah, so they'll be able to make infinite mana, and they'll be able to go and do their thing. Yeah, wow. Literally, if we found like a free spell anywhere, they would have been dead. So yeah, they just play Kozilek, right? Because they didn't fetch, right? I'm pretty sure they just like Rumble, Fleshraker too. Yeah, and they also, yeah. Oh, that's frustrating. That's incredibly frustrating and annoying too. Yeah, we weren't doing anything either. Like I guess this Quarry Steel Cutter was like gonna get there, but it is what it is. That sucks. Getting absolutely demolished, and hopefully we can get the 3-2 from this. Really utterly disappointed. All right. On the play for the final match. Hopefully we can go and get this 3-2. This hand has Quarry Steel Cutter. We're going to be set up to do the thing on turn 2, so we are going to keep this. So we will fetch and start on Preordain. Just bobble over here. Violent Urge. I don't know if that's necessarily a card that we want to draw. I'm kind of fine with pushing both to the bottom. Well, found the card that we want to pair with a Violent Urge. Land sorcery, yeah. If we have the other Violent Urge on top of our deck, oh, all right, they're playing with black mana. Cast Bauble, trigger. So if this is a fair matchup, then this Quarry Steel Cutter is going to do some work. All right. So potentially the Reanimator deck. Esper Gorios? No, maybe just Esper Control or Blue-White Control. So, another Quarry Steel Cutter. They are Esper, so they have this March. Which, I mean, they could just get rid of Quarry Steel Cutter soon-ish or whenever. Solitude, enter the exile. So yeah, they're just going to get rid of Quarry Steel Cutter now. All right. Good enough for me. Dart you, trigger. Man, of course, obviously, if we had both Quarry Steel Cutters, this would be insane. But Fatal Push, yep, feeling pretty good. Famous last words. So yeah, they're probably just some kind of like Esper mid-range. Overlord. Okay, so yeah, this is like Esper mid-range stuff. And they can get back Witch Enchanter. Well, third Quarry Steel Cutter. Booyah. Three, 7, 10, 12. That puts him to 1. So, I mean, pretty unfortunate if they have, which doesn't look like it. Alright, well, they probably have to have, like, is this, like, Solitude Ephemerate is, like, their last, is, like, 3 of their cards? Okay. They go to 4. Lethal on board. We know that they have the whatever in play, so they could probably play it, destroy Quarry Steel. Alright, well, that makes life pretty easy. I don't think it matters. Want to spread out as much of this damage anyway as we can, so that's basically why I don't necessarily want to point that at the Slick Shot, even though it's unblockable, or it's not going to be able to be blocked. Definitely reduce like the blowout potential of that. All right, I probably should just universally have this pulled up. This is essentially like blue, or whatever, the stupid like mid-range. All right, 2 heats, 2 darts. Do I want a 3rd heat? I potentially want to get into a fight over their graveyard stuff. I think I want to try that. I think I want some of the graveyard interaction stuff just for Overlord purposes. Like, I guess there is some sort of inevitability there. Don't know if I necessarily want to... Alright, that's going to be an interesting thing. We're going to hold on to our bauble. High Noon. Actually, not really. I mean, Expressive Iteration sucks against that card, but I'm not that afraid of it. Actually, I might as well just cast a spell. They're going to draw a fetch land. Another bolt. So, I mean, we have some of their plays like pretty much held in check. We're going to be in for a slog, aren't we? Overlord in there. That's going to be an annoying one. Mills 4 lands. And then plays the one we know about. See one of their lands, I suppose. Draw 3rd iteration after binning the other ones. And bottom exile, might as well play one of the lands. Probably should fire off these bolts like on end step. They keep a guard on top. Flicker Wisp. That's a pretty good one, I would argue. Yeah. So they have another Overlord. So they can't take Overlord, so they take that. Strategic Betrayal. Which I guess they're going to be able to do that anyway, so... This. Get this flyer out of here. Eat this now. Potentially, maybe. Well, probably not. Probably can't necessarily erase this Overlord. Solitude, Ephemerate. They have Witch Enchanter. They take Solitude. They play that as a land. Ketramos. Actually, probably maybe want to find lands. Did I play? Yeah, I played Wooded Foothills, so actually this has to go hand. A bit of a mistake there. Solitude, pitch High Noon. All right. So we have Solitude, Flicker Wisp, Overlord. Hit the 5. I guess they just get back like Witch Enchanter, which is probably what we should have taken anyway. Because now they can just play that and blow this up. Yeah, destroy target and opponent controls. Yeah. Oh, Dakota. We're just playing bad now. Swamp Fear's not good. Consign's not that good. I think the graveyard is fine. I just can't play like a dummy. Yes. Keep being on the play. Like we'll be able to go Slick Shot Bauble. Brutal, brutal, brutal. I'd love it if I had like an opponent that would like mulligan. I mean, we've mulliganed down to 5 like multiple times this league, and they kept 7. Let's go Preordain. Keep that one. Set go. Ketramos in the bin. Cast. Flooded Strand is their top card. Draw a card. Lightning Bolt. All right. So our opponent, well, it's not the fetch land they showed us, so we got hashtag free information. Like Fatal Push. So no High Noon. I'm wondering what that fetch for Swamp was. Relic. So that makes this Violent Urge worse. So I wonder if it's just play Slick Shot, play Preordain. That was like, let me undo it. Okay, well. For 5. Eat a bauble. All right, so this is going to be, I mean, Ketramos isn't even necessarily, because they only have like 1 card exiled. Prismatic Ending. Planes on top. So Swift Spear. Expressive Iteration. I really want other iteration, but I think I have to hand bottom exile. What do we got, opponent? So we don't know this card anymore. I'm content with dealing 5. Yeah, so they have March for 2. Oh, that's a little upsetting. Eat a preordain. Try to hold up like this illusion that we can actually keep up like preordain or whatever. Or delirium for this violent urge. Overlord. They find a witch enchanter. Which they pick up Ketramos and they go high noon. It's really disheartening. Graveyard that. Cast this. Preordain. Eight say go. Ketramos is a life linking thing. Menace lifelink indestructible. Bolt target face. Swift Spear. So I can just exile all things and attack anyway. Oh, dude, I don't know. So yeah, they can just exile the graveyard. But iteration gives us the best chance, because I guess we could technically spike a lightning bolt. Please. All right, there it is. Hand. Keep. Bottom exile, I guess, because we can actually play this. Attack. They go to 2. And all they're going to get is this card from Relic. They're at 1. See what they got. Lightning bolt target you. And if this is like Solitude, which would be like the worst possible draw for us, they have to exile their own Ketramos. So we are. All right. Whew. And we did it. We get the 3-2, which isn't nearly as exciting as the 5-0. I thought we were honestly going to cruise our way to, but you know, sweet overall. Let's go ahead and open up our one chesty, because I'm a degenerate gambler, and don't gamble, kids. Necrotic Plague. What enchant creature at the beginning of your upkeep sacrifices creature whenever it dies, or choose a new target. Grows. Gargoyle Cast. I've never even heard of this card. Sacrifices land, make a 3/4 gargoyle flying. Insane. All right, so this deck is still awesome. So we were like a turn off. Our opponent needed like everything from Brood-Scale, like literally everything from Brood-Scale, to end up winning that match. And then Storm just kind of did Storm things. And I think we were actually kind of close at game 3, although we were going to need a lot of things to kind of managed to go right in there. But, you know, yep, this deck is still awesome. I'm definitely still very happy with like the result. I think I'm a little bit happier with like, I think I like Ghost Vacuum overall more than maybe a second Soul Guide Lantern. The third Violent Urge did feel pretty nice just to be able to bring it in. Meltdown is probably still a pretty good sideboard card. I was pretty happy playing like the one copy I did at the RCQ that I went to. But yeah, I think overall I'm good with this main deck configuration. I still like 4 expressive iterations. Maybe you could play a third one and play like something like Unholy Heat, or maybe even just the third Violent Urge in the main board. Maybe that's something we'll try out later. But, you know, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, all that fun stuff, leave a like on the video. Comment down below if there's a different deck in the Modern format that you would like to see it played next on the channel. And yeah, that's going to do it for me this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitch as well. You know, that's where you can use those sweet commands that you saw at the bottom, which should have been said before, and I'm sure I'll probably throw in at the beginning at some point. But, you know, yep, that's going to do it for me this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I hope to see you all in the next one.